What up, guys? It's Deuce here. It's like 12:50 early Monday morning now. SummerSlam. It's gonna be my SummerSlam review. Ended like almost 2 hours ago. Apologize, I didn't do the review right after. Just really tired. Long weekend. So I'm honestly gonna keep this review short and sweet. Didn't Only notes I took were basically the matches, and I took kind of was keeping track of the time of the matches because I wanted to see how much actual wrestling occurred tonight. But we kind of lost track because I had like the last three matches, of course, like the main events. I was distracted because my friends and I were had our fantasy football draft, and we were in like a Google Hangout, and that shit's, first of all, that shit is cool as fuck. I don't know if any of you ever try to Google Hangout, but you could just like talk to all your as many friends, as many people as you want. There were like six of us just all fucking around, just ripping on each other, and it's good shit. Fantasy football. Can't wait for football to start. So yeah, well, anyway, the pre-show match, so let's get started. SummerSlam, August 19th, 2012, from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. So yeah, SummerSlam. The pre-show match for the was for the United States Championship. It was on YouTube. I watched it before show. Antonio Cesaro versus Santino Marella. This match lasted for 6 minutes. Gave it 2 stars. It was a decent match for 6 minutes. Cesaro went over. I was very pleased to see that. He won with his finisher, um, and he's the new United States champion. Thank God. I was getting sick of Santino. It's about time they put the belt on someone else. So, step in the right direction for this guy. Yeah, and Oksana was looking sexy too. So. Yeah, so Cesaro wins, your new U.S. champion. So the show kicks off. We're on there and stuff, and man, another thing I noticed, man, WWE is just. I realize they're just so lazy with like the pay-per-view stages, like and the sets or whatever these days. I mean, back in the even up until it was like up until 2008. I swear, I looked forward to the pay-per-views. That was half the excitement for pay-per-views, because like to see how cool the stage looks and stuff. In the 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, late 90s, the stages for pay-per-views were awesome. They're always different, nothing replicated, duplicated. Like, just very lazy, if you ask me, on WWE's part. With all the money, they're $1 billion like corporation. I don't understand it. So Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho started off the night. Match of the night. Very, very entertaining match. I was into it the most out of any match on the card. This match went for 13 minutes. Uh, I gave it 3 3/4 stars. Very, very solid match. Uh, they worked really well with each other, just like I knew these two would. And Y2J ended up picking up the win with the Walls of Jericho, his old school like Lion Tamer one, where he kind of has the knee on Dolph's head. And yeah, so Dolph tapped out. It's good to see that Jericho won, and yeah, so we'll see what happens on Raw tomorrow. If Jericho says something about leaving for a little or whatnot, so what his whole deal is. So good match there. Oh yeah, and the Cesaro Santino match, I gave it 2 stars. And so Ziggler Jericho, I gave 3 3/4 stars. Very, very solid match. Match of the night, definitely. Next up was Kane versus Daniel Bryan. This match was only 9 minutes long. I gave it 2 stars. It was what it was. It was okay. Um, can't really. I mean, Kane, he's not a bad worker for a big man. In fact, he's one of the best of all time, I think. Big men workers, especially when he was like fit and fucking ripped tank back in his prime. But he can still put on a decent showing. Daniel Bryan, a lot of Daniel Bryan chants, obviously, as always. Um, and Kane went for the tombstone, and Daniel Bryan rolled him up for the 3, quick 3, and he got the hell out of there. And Kane was fucking pissed. He was tearing shit up backstage. He like launched Josh Matthews across the like backstage area. It's funny. So yeah, 2 stars for that. Next was the Intercontinental Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. This match also went for 9 minutes. This was actually a solid match. I really enjoyed this. I gave it 3 stars. Miz and Rey work really well together. To be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing this feud continue for a little. Obviously, I don't want Rey to win the Intercontinental Championship because should keep it for a while. But I wouldn't mind seeing these two have a couple more matches. Um, yeah, just a really good match, and Miz looks really good these days. Um, yeah, Miz retained, thank God. He had been in a mini funk, if you will, as late. He lost to Rey in a non-title match on Raw a couple weeks back, and I think he lost to someone else. And just, yeah, I'm happy he got the win tonight. So 3 stars for that. Next was the World Heavyweight Championship match, Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus. This match was only 10 or 11 minutes long, I think. I was pulling for Del Rio. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a great heel, and I love his new black attire. The black wrist tape looks very, very good. Uh, he rocks the fucking hell out of it. And yeah, Del Rio. It was a solid. This was a solid match. That, to be honest, this is when I started kind of losing focus. I'm gonna be completely honest with the show because I had I had to bring up my fantasy football draft on ESPN, and just like talking to my friends and all that. So I was kind of like face here, up, down, like kept switching from screen to screen, if you will. But from what I saw, the crowd was really into it, and definitely a lot of near falls from what I saw, and the ending was ridiculous. Sheamus hit the Irish Curse backbreaker and went for the cover, is near the ropes, and the referee counted to 3, even though Del Rio put his foot on the bottom rope, like at the 2 count. So, and the referee didn't see it. There's no, replay that there is sometimes, like the ref reversed the decision because they'll see the replay up on the Tron. Del Rio and Ricardo try and plead their case, but the refs doesn't do anything. Sheamus walks to the back. It's bullshit, man. I really wanted to see Del Rio win and become world champion. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I just think Del Rio needs a strap. Uh, and that's bullshit, that ending. We'll see something on Raw tomorrow night or SmackDown on Friday. Hopefully Del Rio gets another shot or something's done about that. Yeah. So that match, to be honest, I'd give it 2 3/4 stars. Because really, that ending is disappointing as hell. I don't like that shit at all. The face gets away with it, and just so very disappointing. Could have been at least 3. Should have been at least 3 stars, but the ending took away. So 2 3/4 stars. Next is the tag team title match: Primetime Players versus Darren Young and Titus O'Neil versus Kofi, Kingston, and R-Truth. There were Kobe Bryant chants breaking out off in the crowd, which is hilarious. Obviously for AEW. So this match, Kofi and Truth ended up retaining. Kind of disappointed. I don't know when, these guys are going to get the belts. I don't know if they were when they had AW, but now since he's gone, they're not. I hope that's not the case. I personally like these guys. Kind of Kofi and Truth is it's not a tag team. It's just 2 random guys, superstars paired together. Oh yeah, this match, I barely watched this match. I kept, scanning, I was doing some scouting for my team before the draft started and whatnot, and, picking out my players I wanted and all that, and, some last minute research, if you will. So yeah, Kofi and Truth retain. I give this match, 2.5 stars. It seemed like it went on for a little while at least. Actually, no, not 2.5 stars. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. It really wasn't that special. So yeah, 2 stars. Next is a WWE title match, triple threat match: Cena versus Big Show versus Punk. It was basically just Cena and Punk double teaming Show the whole time. Seemed more like a handicap match at points. Jesus. Yeah. It was, again, I was kind of preoccupied with my draft because the draft had just started when this match, just got underway, of course. Well, I have the worst timing in the world. So, yeah, and, everyone got some, good moves in and whatnot, and, the ending was Punk locked in, looked like a, altered version of the Anaconda device, or maybe it was another submission, and Cena locked in the STF at the same time. So Big Show's tapped, and both Cena and Punk are both like, yeah, I won the title or whatever. Punk's case, he retained. Cena, oh, I won. And the referee says no, or like, no, whatever, like, doesn't know what to do, and Cena and Punk are trying to plead their case. And then AJ comes out and says, restart the match. So restart the match. Match restarted. Punk and Cena. Punk and Cena get double choke slam by Big Show. Show goes to cover up. Cena kicks out at 2. Tries to cover Punk. Kicks out. Cena ends up hitting the FU on Big Show, and then Punk. As soon as Cena hit the FU, Punk comes in the ring and literally just yanks Cena and tosses him out of the ring, so to the outside, and basically Punk picking up the scraps. 1, 2, 3. Punk retains. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, he's clearly a heel now, so that's a good way to get a heel win, I guess. He, pick the bones, if you will, and I'm just happy to see Punk retain. Very happy that Cena did not win. So yeah. I'll give this 3 stars because it was a little more entertaining in the world title match, and the ending was better simply because the person who won was the person I wanted to win. So 3 stars. And last was what I figured would be the main event: Brock Lesnar, the perfect storm, Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. Man, Brock doesn't really sell that much. But Triple H always does a good job selling moves, and you can see, Triple H. You could clearly see Triple H telling Brock like how the match. She was basically calling the match the whole time, but that's what veterans supposed to do. Brock's just an animal. It was more of a wrestling match. I was expecting more of a fight, to be honest, but so yeah, they just pretty much beat the hell out of each other. Lesnar just hit a bunch of power slams on like Triple H's arm, hit one on the announcer's table. That was brutal. Triple H rammed Lesnar's like stomach into the corner of the announcer's table. That looked like it actually hurt, and I don't know if Lesnar was actually because I know his stomach issues. He had that intestinal disease that like ate away at his insides. Just kind of fucked up. So I don't know if he actually did re-aggravate the injury a little, or if he was just selling. Either way, it looked pretty convincing to me. Brock hit the F5. Triple H hit a pedigree. Brock kicked out. Brock hit the F5. Triple H kicked out. Brock locked in the Kimura. Triple H was able to reach the ropes. And by the way, earlier in the night, they showed Triple H talking to referee Scott Armstrong backstage, and basically Trips was just telling him, basically Hunter was just like, don't, this is let us fight. This is gonna end either by submission or pinfall, like no countouts, disqualification, or disqualifications, none of that. He was like, Scott, just let us fight. So, Triple H got what he wanted, because Lesnar hit Triple H with a low blow at one point in the match, and Scott Armstrong didn't call for the bell or anything, and you could hear Paul Heyman screaming inside, that's what he wanted. This is what he wants, like, don't call for the bell, or whatever. Is kind of funny. And yeah, the end of the match, Triple H then hit another pedigree, and Triple H like tried to roll him over, was gonna go for the cover, and Brock immediately just locked in the Kimura. Like, didn't really sell that pedigree at all. Locked in the Kimura, and he had it applied hard, and it looked like he, according to King and Cole, broke Triple H's arm again, but he definitely yanked it a little, and Triple H tapped out. Just had to tap out. So I was and the match wasn't really all that long either, to be honest. I was very pleased with the result of this. That's about it. The only thing I was pleased with this match. The Spanish announcer's table didn't even get broken through. It wasn't even any involvement from HBK. I would thought he'd show up. So yeah, Brock Lesnar is your winner. I was happy to see him go over, and in my opinion, there's not a much better way to put someone over by tapping out. So that's exactly what Hunter did tonight. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That was the main event, and then after the match, Triple H refused medical attention. Was standing in the ring, and the music stopped playing, and standing in the ring, and actually, oh man, yeah, Sorry, I was tired. Standing in the ring and his music stopped playing, and you actually start hearing "You tapped out" chants, and he kind of nodded his head, obviously a little, trying to hear that, but then like it was mostly applause, and you could hear him, Triple H say, like, the camera got up close, you could see him looking around the crowd, like saying like, "I'm sorry." It's like something Cena would do, in all honesty. And so he was saying, "I'm sorry, guys," and he left the ring, like kind of holding his arm, and he was walking back up the ramp, slapping like slapping a couple of fans' hands, and he looked pretty emotional. Looked like he was about to break down, honestly, crying. I wonder if this is the end of Triple H's in-ring career. We all know he's going to be around WWE for a long time, but his body's taken such beatings over the years. Now, what he used to be, he's a lot older now, obviously, and maybe this was, if not, one of his last matches. Or maybe if it's not his last match, it's one of his very last matches. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night on Raw. But I was very happy to see Brock go over. I did not want to see him job and lose again. So yeah, Brock Lesnar is your winner in this match. This match, I'm gonna give 3.5 stars, just because. Yeah, I'm gonna give 3.5 stars just because Brock won and made Triple H tap out, and yeah, pretty much it, guys. That's my review for SummerSlam 2012. It's in the books, and oh, Kevin Rudolph performed. It was god awful. The Divas came out and were dancing. It's like really, it's like from the crowd, it was absolutely dead. No one gave a fuck about that stupid shit. Like WWE, come on, man. And Fred Durst, I missed this because I was like preoccupied with my fantasy football shit, but my draft. But apparently, I just saw a bunch of pictures. Fred Durst, they showed him, celeb sitting behind ringside, and he flicked off the camera. And apparently, WWE like audio censored it. I don't know how you do that. Apparently, King and like Cole, they didn't mention it until they censored it or whatever. It's just ridiculous. But I think that's funny as hell. It's, like fuck you, PG era, basically. But yeah, it's funny shit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. SummerSlam. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Maybe a little high for some, but you know what? It wasn't the greatest show. Like there were a lot of matches I was disappointed in the finishes and the outcomes and whatnot. Uh, but then again, the Jericho Ziggler match was great. If the world title match finish hadn't gone out, would have been a lot. I would have given it a higher rating. The WWE title match, just, Big Show brings the rating down a lot. And Lesnar Triple H, I was expecting a little more brutality. Actually, a lot more brutality. But 3.5 stars for that because Brock won. But overall, I give the pay-per-view 7 out of 10. So, yeah, WWE needs to step up their game, though. Just like there wasn't no Dolph Ziggler cashing in. No. Like I said, Shawn Michaels, and just no interference. I was expecting, a big moment, really, but there wasn't for some reason. I don't know, big SummerSlam moment, but oh well. So yeah, guys, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the SummerSlam tonight, or should I say last night, 2 hours ago. Yeah, let me know who you enjoyed watching and all that, and comment, subscribe if you want to. And yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow for my thoughts on the preview tomorrow night's Raw, and yeah, I'll be back for my review of that too later tomorrow night. So enjoy, guys, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. I'm out. Peace.